because at the end of the day, my goal is to be loyal, not just be included.
There's a lot of pastors that are enmeshed in denominations,
Networks.
I've had a front row seat to that behind the scenes of seeing the pressure that's applied to you. And you had a weird men's event thing we won't get into, but after this men's event thing that happened last April, it was wild to see the pressure that was applied to you by very big names of people trying to get you to change your message, trying to get you to back down. I saw Big Eva act like a cult, like a mafia, like we are going to shut you up for saying something that goes out of line. What advice would you give a pastor that's trying to have courage, but he's got a board, he's got a denomination that is throttling down on him right now, so he can't speak to his family, his church?
Get fired for the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Love it.
The most important, or be canceled and lose your platform and move across the country and start over from nothing. Mm-hmm. That's what I did. And so for me, there's something called the Bowen family system, which, I really, really like. It's kind of a theory of relationship, and it applies to family and church family. So you've only got three options. You've got enmeshment, where we're all together, and when crisis happens, the propensity is for people to flock together. This is why in nature you get herds and pods and flocks and schools. You feel safer together. So people want to be part of a group. But if you say or do anything that anyone in the group criticizes, you have to submit to the group so that you can be welcomed back into the group. And then the threat is, if you don't say what we say and do what we do, or you expose our cowardice and our hypocrisy and our good old boys network, then we're going to cut you off. And that's cancel culture. And so you can be enmeshed, you can be cut off, or you can be differentiated. And differentiated is, I'm connected, but I'm not codependent.
Yep.
You get to do your thing, I get to do my thing, you get to say your thing, I get to say my thing. And so for me, if you only give me enmeshment or cutoff, I will take cutoff. Now, not with my wife and kids, right? I'm going to do everything to be in, but with some entity, some organization, it's like, if you're going to cut me off, that's fine, because at the end of the day, my goal is to be loyal, not just be included. And so it's not fun being alone, but if you have to be, it's better. And so I would rather be cut off, deplatformed, canceled, than unfaithful, because ultimately, if you don't fear God, you should not be in any sort of Christian leadership. And so at the end of the day, I need to say what the Lord tells me to say. I need to do what the Lord tells me to do. And I can't run it through a group of lesser, weaker men to get permission to obey God.
And I've only seen God bless that.
Every time. And fear and faith are contagious. If you're a fearful person, it'll be contagious. If you're a courageous person, it'll be contagious. And so, I won't live by fear. And, I've already lost everything and started over from nothing.
Is it better now?
It's way better, because it's at the point now where the pastors and so Big Eva is being exposed. Mm-hmm. So right now, what we found when the Trump administration started, doging the government, you're like, there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of waste, and there's a lot of taking care of one another and not taking care of the constituency. Big Eva is in the process of being judged by God. Mm-hmm. Big Eva, denominations, certain networks, platforms, they're being exposed.
It's crazy. And if I didn't have a front row seat to it behind the scenes, I wouldn't necessarily believe it, but it's weird. I mean, it feels like mafia level pressure to get you to cave, and you won't do it.
No. Well, and part of it is too, at the end of the day, I would either do my job or quit, but I wouldn't keep my job and not do it. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, there is constant. I mean, you're around. There's constant pressure. I mean, I've got big church pastors and networks and denominational leaders and texting me, applying pressure. We're going to have to cancel you. We're going to have to cut you off. We're going to have to criticize you. And it's like, at this point, I've been in it 30 years. It's like the DMV. You're number 127. Stand in line. You know, and
As long as God says, well done, I'm not sure much else matters.
well, and the key is not to be arrogant about it, but to be humble enough to not care about what they think. And so arrogance kill you every time. And I would never say I was a humble man, but this can't be out of like, I am anti-authority. I do believe in authority. And I believe the best authority starts with your family. And when your kids grow up to love and serve the Lord, they need to be your first level of wise counsel. You know, because they know you and they know the situation you're in. And so I do have people that I'm under their authority. I do have legal boards, genuine oversight. But at the end of the day, I'm not we shouldn't seek to be rebellious or independent. But when the pressure comes to not make anyone look bad by failing like them, it's like, if you suck and I'm trying not to suck and my not sucking exposes your sucking, my answer is not to start sucking. Your answer has to be stop sucking.
Yeah. I think that's why Jesus ticked off so many Christians.
Yeah.
I mean, so many Pharisees,
Religious
people. It's because he was bucking the system. He was making everyone else look bad because he was like, no, I'm going to heal the guy. Like, he needed to be healed. Like,
Yeah.
your kid needed to be circumcised. This guy needed to be healed. So what? It's the Sabbath. Like, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So I think we see Jesus kind of leading in that same example of being under authority, but the correct authority.
Well, and it's like, you know, people are like, well, so-and-so is very controversial. It's like, do you think Jesus, I mean, he had a lot of controversy.
Mainly with religious people.
Riots, death threats, imprisonment, murder. I mean, it's hard to think, you know, being faithful to Jesus means staying out of trouble. I mean, Charlie died because he was serving Christ.